Even Cleopatra, the empress of Egypt, during her high time was one with the energies of the earth. She built the best of palaces, she built the best of gardens, the best of flowering trees, along with the best of architecture, the best of infrastructure. She had the best of water systems for the people of her kingdom. She worked with people and princes and kings from across other kingdoms, which include the Roman Empire. And she had one of the best systems of governance. As we mentioned before, she did not get into unnecessary wars, but she was more instrumental in building a kingdom and associations with the greatest empires of the time on a personal level as well as on a political level. But towards the end of her life, she lost her touch with the natural rhythms of the earth, with the flowers, with the trees, with the oxygen which sustains life for oneself and her kingdom and her administration. And towards the end of her life, because of the carnal instincts of self-preservation and the carnal instincts of trying to do everything for oneself and for one's name, led her astray, and towards the end of her life she suicided. So we must understand that no matter how big our position might be, our constant touch with the basic system of life, the basic oxygen that keeps us alive, is what empowers us on a personal level and also to manage kingdoms, just as Cleopatra did. But towards the end of her life, she forgot that she was one with the natural systems of the earth. She was one with the source code of life. She forgot that very important part, and towards the end of her reign, her kingdom kind of declined. So we must not forget that the source code of life, it sustains life for all humans and every living being on earth, is the same source code of oxygen that we breathe, the water that we drink, which is also a part of the oxygen. The water that we drink is a part in compound with oxygen and hydrogen, which is again the basic system of life for every living being on earth. Let's replenish our earth. There's a story about three people about 900 years back. They did not have any of the big wealth that the kings had that time or the citizens of those times had. To everyone else, it seemed that these three people were in poverty. Now, these three people were one girl, one boy, and an elder mother. And then they lived in a farm kind of place. A farm around 700 years back was more to do with agriculture. So to everyone else, they seemed as an outcast. The family seemed as they had nothing to do with the times then, which was all about trading, barter system, exchange of goods. So all of the people in the city were in their own lifestyle of trading, cultivation, for the sake of profits. But these three people, the young boy, young girl, and their mother, lived in a farm. They said, we do not want to go into the cities and be with that lifestyle. Let them think of us as outcasts, but still we will live a lifestyle. Now within the city there was another family who were their kind of relative. They used to come to their house and then give them some items, for their goodness. But this family said, you don't have to give us anything. In case you want something, we will give you. So within their farms, whatever they had, the cultivation, they had tomatoes, other fruits, other vegetables. They gathered it and gave it to those people within the city who were their relatives. It was another family. And to everyone within the city, the family Again, with one boy, one girl, and a mother and a father who were in the city. Everyone thought they were wealthy. The boy was engaged in trading in terms of barter system. He used to exchange certain items which he made by himself for another item within the city with another person, so that their family could thrive. So according to everyone within the city, the family was kind of rich. But over a period of time, around 7 to 10 years into the future, the family living within the farm had everything in their lifestyle. They had their cows, they had the goats, they had their flowers, they had their fruits. They were one with nature. The family within the city, the boy, the girl, they were in terms of profits of the city lifestyle 700 years ago. They were all thinking about goals, about being much more richer. The family within the farm was thinking of having a good lifestyle along with the source code of life, which is the energies of life, which includes the oxygen, the water. And over a period of time, there was a lot of problems within the family, within the city. The boy got into problems because he wanted to make more profits. He landed up with the law enforcement of the time. The girl also, who was working in terms of profits alone, in terms of getting immediate gains alone, also fell into wrong kinds of relationships. Even her life turned into a kind of depression. The father and mother who gave the advice to the children to make as much money as possible, as fast as possible within the city, also had all kinds of health problems associated with trying to get money and wealth as fast as possible within the city lifestyle. Over a period of 10 years, the family within the farm enjoyed the lifestyle. They milked the cow, they took the vegetables. They also got educated in their own way into a better lifestyle in resonance with the earth. And the next time the family went, after 10 years, to give the family gift within the city, they noticed that the family within the city were all completely exhausted in their lifestyle. The only advice the family within the farm could give them was to come back to the natural rhythms of life which sustain lives for all living beings on earth, the air, the water, and the life systems on earth. This should be our lesson, even today and into the future. We must not lose our access with the natural systems of the earth which sustain all life for all human beings, for all living beings on earth. Let's replenish our earth. See, the question about the flowers, the plants, the leaves, the greenery that we see around us is what is the nourishing factor of our lives on earth. Just imagine a world as humans, if there was no greenery as such as we see, if there were no flowers as such as we see, or if it was a world which is just plain barren. And if it is all about technology, first of all, our appreciation of nature will not be as such. We would be tuned to a complete monotonous lifestyle. The basic reason that trees exist, plants exist, grass exists, greenery exists all around us is to showcase the orgasmic source of the universe which provides life, or the sensual energy of the universe which provides life. It is all about sensuality. It's an expression of God's love. The more green, the more flowers. And when you love someone, you give them flowers. It's that expression of nature's love to humans, as a gift to humans, that you express it to your partner. And usually when a man gives a flower, a bouquet of flowers to a woman, it's that expression of love which nature has given us humans. And by instinct, women have that affiliation for flowers. They appreciate flowers. By instinct, they're the best of flowers, they love it. Even Even men love it, but more, it's tuned with the feminine energy. That's what it is. Just imagine a child was born around 300 years back. And just take today's date, 300 years ago. Even they had the same ambition, even they had the same thought process, but not in today's world and technology. They had their own thought process in that time. And if a child was born around 300 years back, they lived in an environment which is very different from today's modern age in terms of technology. But all of the other life systems were the same. No, we don't have to go back. The oxygen, the water, and everything else was the same. The rains, the seasons, yeah. Except that they had a life without electricity, yeah. Electricity happened maybe 125 years back to our knowledge. And the life they had without electricity was using most of the mechanical objects, you know. So instead of electricity, they had lamps which were made of, you know, oil and associated technology, which made the house bright when it's required. They used to go hunting with implements like that. They had to have obviously light wherever they go in the night. You know, they had all of the technology that we have today, but not with electricity. It was mostly with mechanical objects. But even 300 years back, there was no many inventions which were on the mechanical side. It was just beginning at that time, you know. Technological evolution was beginning in humans. Although humans were connected with the creative force of the universe, which sustains life, all of the latest advancement till the time today where we can quadruple our knowledge into the deepest of learning systems and go into great advancements just in a matter of 5 years. 300 years back, we were in the same evolutionary process, which was around 10,000 years back, in a very slow and emerging evolutionary process. The times maybe clothes were invented, yeah. Cooking also was done, but in a mechanical form. There were instruments of cooking, even then, you know. Yeah, there were instruments of cooking, for mass cooking, for family cooking. They had systems of transport which basically dwelt on animals, you know, to transport, which was the horse or the bullock or the bison or whatever it is, reindeers, you know. But they used to use even 20, 30 horses to carry large loads across towns, yeah. They used to use animal power. That's why it was called horsepower, you know. So the more horses you had to carry something, it is called horsepower. And today you call the same horsepower to engines, and the same horsepower has been changed into pistons of an engine. The pistons and the oval-shaped fulcrum of engines serve as horses. But they are very strong in terms of steel, and with the technology, they have more power than 1,000 horses. Some of the heaviest of trucks today have more power than 1,000 horses, which was the technology around 500 to 1,000 years ago, you know. So now it's a stage where we can evolve that technology of an engine which is equal to 1,000 horses, and that same engine technology can quadruple in its power because of the latest advanced systems of the latest of advanced chips, the supercomputers, the quantum computers, the networked cloud, which accesses knowledge from different sources and builds up the best of circuit systems for the most powerful of engines, the most powerful of highways, digital databases. So the evolution system, the fulcrum of the evolution system, the wheel of the evolution system has changed drastically in the past 3 years. So no longer is the state of evolution in the past 1,000 years the same as it will be today. As we said, 2 into 2 becomes 4, 4 16, 16 36, and in a matter of just 10 additions it can go up to very infinite levels. But the only difference is our connection with the energy of the universe, which sustains life for humans. No other technology advancement will be beneficial for humans. The only reason that we are human is we are connected with this source code of God, and we are breathing oxygen. We are drinking water to survive. Those are the basic traits which makes us a life species of humans, along with the other life species. But the difference is our connection with the universal force of creativity. As long as we respect that universal force which helps us humans with the best of oxygen, the best of water, along with the latest advancement, then our technologies are moving along with the energies of the universe which sustains life for humans and other life species. That is the crucial difference. The essence of life is what is explained in the videos. It's just like the essence of a flower. You know, the essence of eucalyptus leaves is the eucalyptus oil. It's very powerful in its essence. So that's what our channel is about. You know, it's the essence of everything that we do in life. And the meaning of entire lifespan as an essence, you know. And the purpose why we are born as humans, as different from any other species of life, which includes animals, which is our closest relation in terms of how we compare humans, you know. We cannot compare humans to insects. Although there's no much difference in the chromosomes of humans and insects. There is no much difference, except there are certain variations in the genes. But that one particular gene which connects us with the universal mind in very minute degrees, in terms of creativity, is what made us humans, is what made us evolve, is what has made us different from other species, because we are able to create our way into a superior animal, in the sense that we are called humans, but we are in essence superior animals evolved over time. And just because of our connection with the universal mind, we are humans as of now, through creativity. Yes, that's exactly what it is. See, the universal mind is not about creativity alone. You should know. Anything happening in the universe is also about destruction for creativity. And in terms of our earth and in terms of humans, anything which is for the future is only through creative energy. And any kind of destruction which happens on earth as of now and within our universe, which is related to humans, is for the evolution of humans for a better life into the future, as we see now. Now, as humans, if we are going to mess up with the source code of life and the energy systems around us, which sustain life for the future generations, we are tampering with that equilibrium, which is exclusively for Earth, which is different from all other planets. And that's the gift of the eternal force to humans, yeah. So let's respect that, and let's evolve ourselves into the future with all of the greatest of learning and the deep learning systems as we see today, which will quadruple. And the only meaning we can have for us and our human life, and for the future of human life, is to move with the energies of creation, of life for humans. The energies of creation which made human life possible on Earth, along with the water, oxygen, and all of the basic life systems. The meaning of your life and the meaning of each day of your life is also related to the same, Always live your life every day as the last day of your life. It does not mean that you do everything good, on the last day of your life, of any life on earth. It should not be a life of regret on the last day. You must have your share of fun. You must have your share of wealth. You must have your share of women who are along with the energies of the earth, or men who are with the energies of the earth. Now, when I say you must have your share of women or men, it does not mean just in the physical sense. I'm talking about relationships by which you move along with the energies of the earth. Sensual energy is one, but sensual energy is for the purpose of creation. That we should not forget. We should not concentrate on sensual energy for the sake of physical contentment alone, physical satisfaction alone. It can be a process, but the primary goal of any sensual relationship, even among humans, must be to create a sensual world within that relationship. Do you understand? If you're having a beautiful friend who's of your opposite sex, you must have a sensual relationship which is not focused on the physical climax of the relationship. When you have a sensual relationship by which you try to attract the other partner through different talents that you have, being the best business, being the best architect, being the best in any field that you choose, be it the lawyer, the engineer, law enforcement officer, judge, a high-profile entrepreneur, the best of politician. When you're having a physical relationship with an opposite sex, your relationship must not be on the end goal of a relationship in terms of the physical want. That will be a part of the relationship. But once you focus on the sensuality which brings you together, the love, the romance, the everything associated with sensuality, you will be creative in your relationship. You will create opportunities by which each of your partner thrives within that sensual energy. Now, this can be not just for relationships. It can be for anything that you do in life. The only differentiating factor is having a meaning in every day of your life. In anything that you do is trying to focus that last day of your life and bringing it to your present day. And the last day of your life should be a sense of contentment. See, you can be through all kinds of problems in life on a daily basis. It does not mean that you're going to be happy, But as long as you have a clear purpose with the energies of the earth which sustain life, and the universal, that universal energy will guide you, support you, and do everything for you in some way. And whatever problems you have will be for the benefit of you and the future generations. It might not be within the benefit of your human body as such, but you will create energy systems, you will create businesses, you will create new forms of life, of new ventures. You will get associated with people, you will get associated with ideas, you will get into roles of work which benefit the present generations in terms of the energies of the earth which sustain life, and also into the future. You might have all kinds of problems, but you will understand these problems are a step towards you being stronger. And it does not matter if your soul is within your body or outside, as long as you're working with the energies of the universe, you're working with the purpose of the universe. And that purpose will be remembered into the future. When you're working with the universal energies of life, I have to repeat this, I think we have said this before. Any kind of problems coming in your life will be welcomed by you. What I'm saying is that you're not looking for problems, but if anyone is coming with problems in your life, you have the universal energies of life which is sustaining every being on earth, which is sustaining every being's oxygen, every life system on earth with you, and you're doing your purpose with sincerity. And any problems that is coming to you, the universal energy of life is on your side. The source code of creativity is on your side, and any problems will only make you better. Now you also have to make a distinction by your purpose within your human body and also your purpose outside the body of the soul. We have a human body, and the soul also has a purpose along with the universal energies. So irrespective of us being with the human body or with the energy of the universe, as long as we are working clear cut to the purpose of the universal energies of life, the source code of life for every being around us, for every energy system around us, the air, the oxygen, the water, the rains, I don't have to explain. Every life system, you have a meaning in the yesterday, today and tomorrow. The tiny dust and the speck of dust that we are, in terms of our lifespan, in the eternity of time, that dust will have all kinds of meaning because we are working with the purpose of the source code of life. See, at the end of the day, life is all about organization, Just imagine if your life is not organized in some sense. We might go to some areas around the world which might be completely organized. As a human, our purpose is to be organized with the energies of the universe, Organized in such a sense that you'll have to have your life organized properly. If you're going to get organized with the wrong kind of energy fields, all of those energies fields problems will come into you, which I mean that, people, when I talk about organized, the best of companies in the earth are organized along with the energies of the earth. The moment you start to get organized with something other than the energies of the earth which sustain life, your life is organized to go into the greatest of ditches. We should recognize that, because there cannot be organization for destruction of self. If someone is within a dark energy, they are being eaten by the dark energy, That's the principle of the dark energy. And it's not dark energy by sense. Any dark energy within the universe is ultimately vibrating with the universal energies which sustain our life, which has a clear purpose. So the dark thing is only made by humans. It is more of a senseless energy working in the wrong direction against the vibration of the universal force. And at some point of time, it will vibrate. So it will change its form through destruction. So anyone working in that organized field, which is working against the universal force, you are moving into the worst kind of organization, which means that you are 10 times into 10, making your problems 10 times worse, and your downfall 10 times worse, because any of their problems as a human will be your problem. Any of their cases in life, whatever nonsense they have done in life, will come into you. You understand? So, but if you are at the same time working with the corporate, with the right company, taking the right, that is also an organized field, And as a company, it's germinating an idea. It's being organized with the source code of life, because ideas can only work with the universal force of life which helps future generations. You must work with such ideas and such kind of ideas which help you prosper along with the energies of the earth. And you will not be running from the law. Any other kind of organization which works against you will be running from the law day and night. Or your mind will be running from the law day and night, right? So that's exactly what it is. All of the laws, all of the principles on earth are basically made to protect the future generations. And your ideas must work along with the creative source of the earth to help future generations. And by doing so, your life on earth at present will be blessed. You're not seeking out blessings. You're moving into abundance because you're being grateful for the basic things of life and also working on ideas, working in areas, helping people who are working with the energies of the earth. Any other field of work, you're working with some kind of complete foolish energy. If we can term it foolish, that's the best word we can use. But we can use the most ulterior words, because that kind of energy is the most contemptuous energy, It has no purpose on earth. We call it dark force, we call it all kinds of language because, we just want to, move ahead with the way people go about their lives. But the only purpose of us being humans is to work with the universal energies. And when you're working with the universal energy, you're not a good person only. You're going to work against any kind of energy which works against it. You will nip energies in the bud. You will be just like the best of commandos on earth, who work for a cause, who work to protect the nation. You'll be equipped with all of the equipments, arms, everything which is needed to fight. Or not to fight, you have the universal energies with you. And you will take measures along with the law enforcement. And you must understand the law enforcement, if they are given clear sense, if they are given clear direction with the universal energies of the earth, which sustain life, they are with the universal energies of life, which sustains life for the future generation. Because even you might say some parts of the law enforcement might be corrupt. But if they understand that their children's life into the future is more important, and the quality of oxygen, the quality of water, and the basic systems of life is important, they will come on your side no matter what, no matter how corrupt. Because even the most corrupt people have a basic instinct to protect their children. And we are working with that source of life. And anyone who's rewarded, who's helping the future generations, you cannot call it a bribe or anything else. See, a bribe in the normal sense is only when people are working for the carnal instincts alone, for the selfish reasons alone. Just imagine you're working on a project which is helping the future generations, and there are people associating with you, which might be even law enforcement, which might be anyone on earth who's helping the future of the future child. Ingenuity, along with the energies of the earth which sustains life, which gives clean quality of air, oxygen, water, all of the basic systems. There are people helping you maintain the basic systems of everyday life, keeping the society safe, keeping the roads in the best of high quality maintenance, keeping the infrastructure safe, giving the right kind of decisions, right kind of judgments for the future of our earth, for the smallest child on earth, giving the right decision for the future of your children. When people are with you, and if they are being blessed, and if you are sharing a part of your income or a blessing to people like that, it's no longer called any kind of bribe. You are working along with the energies of the earth which sustain life, and you have a team, you have people working along with you, and they are being blessed by the universal source of life. See, the question of infrastructure, many people, while in the topic of replenishing the earth, question that whether very tall buildings can be built. It does not matter how tall the building is, as long as it's along with the systems of life, then the buildings can be tall, but there must be some kind of limit to how tall a building is. It's not about how tall a building, it's also about the infrastructure along with the tall building. See, every building, every house, every apartment should have associated facilities, For every apartment there should be at least some area of ground which is managed by the building management, which works along with the energy of the earth. So you cannot just have one very high 25-story building and in a small area with a small playground which is not conducive with the energies of the earth, the management systems of the drainage, the infrastructure management, the cleanliness management. Everything has to be taken care of, and for every apartment there should be some kind of area, just like a normal house, which will have a garden and a walk-by area. Every apartment should have it within the apartment, and also some area should be designated outside the apartment. So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it should be associated with the infrastructure along with it, to move with the energies of the earth. So any kind of builder, you might be a builder, or you might be the best of builders. Today we see a lot of high-rise apartments within cities. That's fine. But all as long as within those high-rise buildings within cities, they maintain an area within those apartments, or they also can have floors, just like a open air floor within each apartment building, by which it can be a complete garden, where residents from can go into that garden. They might not have the area within the city, but within the apartment they can have gardens, and within each apartment they can have a flower producing plants. It can be one along with nature. They can have fruit producing plants which helps them in the basic kitchen. It might not be every fruit they require or every vegetable they require, but it's a possibility. It's happening in Singapore as of now. Most of the apartments, which is one with nature, is being built along with the energies of the earth, and it's being promoted by the government, and that's a wonderful thing, because each of those apartments have an indoor kitchen garden. They might not produce all of the vegetables, as I said, but they produce some of the vegetables which they require. Also, they have flowering trees, so each of those apartments also have designated areas to have flowers, and also within the apartment. So it's one with the energies of the earth, and also the lighting, the sunlight, welcoming the sunlight at the right time within each apartment. So these are things which must be done, but it's not about how big the building is or how tall the building is. That is not the issue here. It's about building an infrastructure along with the energies of the earth. And once you're doing it in the right way, there's also always a system of fairness, In the sense, if you're having a tall building, there must be a certain level of floors associated with the area, right? So these things should be taken into consideration. But the most important part is any kind of construction, any kind of infrastructure must be with the energies of the earth which sustain life for the future. And in doing so, your buildings of today will also blossom into the future. People will welcome the same building 50 years from now, provided it's as strong to survive such a lifespan. Even 50 years from now also, they will appreciate your building because it was one with nature. It helped people thrive, survive, and evolve in terms of the architecture, in terms of their structure of the building, in terms of being one with the energies of the earth, which sustain life. Now, one of the biggest problems of the apartment gardens and kitchen gardens and also the flowering gardens within apartments is the kind of maintenance of those plants. But what's happening as of now is there are systems devised for construction, for architecture, and also the kitchen gardens and the terrace gardens, and also the plants within, by which they have self-sustaining plants, by which within the pot itself there is a life-sustaining system. And occasionally there should be water. Water is essential, but the watering is kind of limited to once in 2 weeks and so, and most families can take care of that. And also once in a week, But also within the plants outside, there is a kind of drip irrigation system by which just small tubes are connected. And there is no maintenance at all, in many of the apartments. And it's happening in Singapore as of now. All you need to do is the vision to have a kitchen garden and the terrace garden, and also an indoor area where flowers can grow and survive and thrive along with humans, and you will create the right kind of environment. And once you do not have too much of maintenance in the normal sense of manuring or watering, and if it's done by a very unique drip irrigation system, and also if the watering needs to be done just once a week or so, but when you are with the plants, you are also, your energies are with those plants. It's not that you just put the plants for the sake of, if you're having a kitchen garden, you're with the energy of the kitchen garden. So you will also have energy to maintain that kitchen garden. Although it might just take you very little effort as of today, as per the technologies as I mentioned. But still, you will also be concerned about those plants, and being concerned with those plants, the kitchen garden and the plants within your apartments, the flowering trees, the flowering plants. When I say flowering trees, you can have small pots, and then you can have a kind of a tree within it, which might grow just to a height. but it will provide you with the kind of energies which you require to be along with the energies of life which sustain life on earth. You might have heard of the story of people going on a boat ride and then trying to survive the boat ride. There was a big sea storm, and during the boat ride there was only 2 people who could survive, so they had to move away one person out of the boat. So they told him that we have a big log which will act just like a boat. You jump on that log and then you might also survive, So the person who was the third person, the boat could only survive with 2 people. So the third person, they put a log and told him to just jump on that log, and then so he got on the log and into the sea. And the other 2 people tried to survive on the boat. But ultimately the person on the log came ashore, and the 2 people on the boat kind of sank. The moral of this story to some extent is sometimes in life, you might have problems just like the sea problems, and so you're not supposed to move away anyone who is with you along with the energies of the earth. You must work together along with the energies of the earth, and then it's not about being successful in the human sense or trying to live. Once we are with the purpose, there will be energies of the earth which will be on your side, and maybe the sea and the high wind during the time will slowly move down if you have a clear purpose along with the energies of the earth. So we do not have to send anyone away, if we find hardships or troubles or something, because the end purpose is very clear. So as long as we are, even if those people in the boat had perished, who were with the energies of the earth, who were working towards them, their lives also will be remembered no matter what, because they would have done something which might be for them, maybe a better river system, maybe a better water system, maybe a better road system. And those energies will survive. And also, if they were in genuineness with the source code of life, they will be working. Their souls will be working along with you, and they might also take rebirth at some point of time, or immediately with another being who is working with the energies of the earth. Now, I'm not going into the process of rebirth but that's what most of our religions within our subcontinent, within the Indian subcontinent, even the far east of the world believes in. Even most religions believe that if you pass away, if you have a clear purpose with God or the universal energies, you're bound to be in a place where you're one with the universal energies. They call it heaven, they call it hell. If you are against the universal energy which sustains life, most religions also have the concept of hell. We will move into hell. So what it really means is that we are moving with the source code of life, which sustains life on earth. We must remember that all of us have certain mindsets within us, and those mindsets are enabled by the neuron connection within our mind. So a bear will act like a bear because of its neuron connections right from its childhood, or any kind of species of life will act according to it. A deer will act accordingly, or a cow will act accordingly. A rat will act according to the neurons within the rat's brain. A tiger will act according to the neurons within the tiger's brain. But it's only the environment which matters, and provided if you have the right kind of environment, those beings thrive. So, but no matter what the environment is, a lion will act like a lion, a rat will act like a rat, a cow will be a cow, or a chicken will be the kind of chicken, or the best of pandas, which is kind of cute, also will be a panda because of the neurons within its mind, and also the instinct built within those neurons. And as we understand, as living species, there's only very small differences within the chromosomes which makes the difference between different animals. And the only reason that we are human is that we have the source of creativity, as we understand. At the moment we are humans, we have that ability, although we might have certain kind of neurons which might make us move into fields which are not into our liking or not with the purpose of the universe. We have a clear road before us that if we work with the energies of the universe, with sustain life, then we will move into abundance in sync with the energies of life for the earth, which sustain every living being on earth, which provides us with the oxygen and all of the life systems. And once that is in clarity, that is the only truth that we should hold within us. That is the only truth of life. The oxygen that you breathe is the only truth of life. And it's empowered by the universal energies, the source code of life on earth. We should get to know certain things in life which are very crucially important on a personal scale as well as on a grand scale of things, grand scheme of things. One of the foremost principles of humanity is amalgamation, blending. As we said, if there were no many colors within the rainbow, it would not be a rainbow. If there is no diverse features within the human body, which includes all of the abilities of a human body by different organs functioning, it's also diverse. But it's one. It's the same thing with buildings. It's the same thing with corporations, factories. They're different parts working in sync. Just like any animal species, there are millions of cells. There are different organs, all working in sync, all working and blending together to form an energy soul, to form life, to power the soul. Taking this example of our life, we must understand that diverse people of all backgrounds are very important for a society. But they should be managed properly. The government should be able to manage the resources of different people with different skills, with different social traits, with different hereditary traits. And the best kind of amalgamation, the best kind of syncing together of different energies to form a wonderful, strong nation. As we see in different parts of the world, we have different kinds of population. We have the European people, who are good at certain skills and who have certain physical traits, who have certain mind abilities. We have people from different parts of the world, the Indian subcontinent, from the Russian continent, Ukraine, USA, the Korean Peninsula, the Oceanic regions, the Middle Eastern regions, the African regions. We must not underestimate anyone's abilities in terms of their geographical locations. Each of the abilities of each region, the hereditary abilities of each region, is very important. Just like there are different ingredients within a dish, which forms the best of dishes when it's blended together in the right degrees. We should have our systems of life, our countries, our territories functioning in amalgamation, using the strengths of different people of different communities. Now, certain regions can have a majority of a population because that's their motherland. They were born and brought up in that land, in that place, and that's the motherland. But there will be different people who might come in, but the selection of people should be one with the energies of the earth. You cannot have any kind of people who are against the energies of the earth coming into a territory or country and then working against the people, working against the very energy which keeps the country vibrant, the area vibrant, the energies of the society vibrant. When you say a society is vibrant, a country is vibrant, it means that it is moving along with the energies of the earth, which sustains life. It's moving along with creativity. It's best managed. The resources are best managed. The people are best managed. The systems of life are best managed. The oxygen, the water, the trees, the rains, the organization of the roads, the infrastructure, everything is managed. When you select people to come into your country, maybe from different territories, maybe from different races, maybe from different areas of the world, the priority should be to ensure that they are along with the energies of the earth which sustain life. That is the only way by which you can ensure prosperity of our countries, our territories, of our understanding, of our knowledge, of our being on earth, along with the source code of life. Let's replenish our earth.